In OM, grasping the process model is essential for understanding how organizations function. Imagine a factory or service center where raw materials or customers enter the system. These are our inputs, the starting point of any operation. As these inputs move through the system, they undergo transformation. This is the process phase, where resources like labor and capital come into play. Here, the magic happens. Inputs are converted into finished goods or services. Once the transformation is complete, we reach the outputs. These are the final products or services that the organization delivers to its customers. To assess how well this entire system operates, we rely on specific performance metrics. First, we look at inventory, which tells us how many flow units are currently in the process. A high inventory level can signal inefficiencies, suggesting that the system may be overloaded. Next, we consider flow time. This metric measures the total time a flow unit spends in the process. Ideally, we want this time to be as short as possible, indicating a smooth and efficient operation. Finally, we examine the flow rate or throughput rate. This tells us how many flow units are produced within a specific time frame. A higher flow rate generally reflects a more efficient process, allowing the organization to meet customer demands effectively. Focusing on inputs, processes, and outputs enables us to enhance performance in any organization. Flow rate represents how much value you create. Assuming there is demand for your output, this rate shows how productive your resources are. A higher flow rate means more value generated. Imagine a bakery that produces 100 loaves of bread per hour. This flow rate indicates how much value the bakery creates. If there's a high demand for bread, a higher flow rate means more sales and ultimately, more profit. For instance, if the bakery can increase its production to 150 loaves per hour without compromising quality, it can meet customer demand more effectively. This increase not only boosts revenue but also enhances the bakery's reputation for reliability. Flow time determines how quickly you can respond to customer needs. A shorter flow time can enhance your ability to fulfill demand. In some industries, flow time also affects pricing and inventory needs. In our bakery example, if it takes 2 hours from mixing the dough to having fresh bread ready for sale, that's the flow time. If the bakery can reduce this to 1 hour by optimizing its processes, it can respond to customer orders more quickly. This agility can be crucial during peak times, like holidays, when demand surges. A shorter flow time allows the bakery to produce more loaves in the same period, increasing overall sales and profits. Inventory costs money and requires financing. Managing inventory is linked to flow time, as described by Little's law. This law helps you understand the relationship between inventory levels, flow rate and flow time. Inventory refers to the stock of goods held by a business. For our bakery, having too much inventory like unsold bread ties up cash and incurs storage costs. Conversely, too little inventory can lead to missed sales opportunities. For example, if the bakery has a stock of 200 loaves but only sells 100 each day, it risks waste and loss. Using Little's law, we can see the connection between inventory, flow rate and flow time. If the bakery knows it sells 100 loaves per day, this is the flow rate, and wants to maintain a 2-day supply, it should keep 200 loaves in inventory. However, if it can reduce flow time and increase production, it might only need to keep 150 loaves on hand, freeing up cash for other investments. Little's law is a fundamental principle in operations management. It states that inventory I equals flow rate R multiplied by flow time T. To remember this law, focus on the units involved. Inventory is measured in items, flow rate in items per unit time, and flow time in time. This connection helps reinforce the relationship. Little's law highlights that out of the 3 fundamental performance measures, inventory, flow rate and flow time, 2 performance measures can be controlled by management. The third is determined by the nature of the system. For example, Company A realizes that while it can control the flow rate by adjusting staffing and resources, the flow time is influenced by external factors like traffic and weather. This means management can focus on optimizing the flow rate to improve overall performance. If you maintain a constant flow rate, Reducing inventory will lead to a decrease in flow time. This can enhance efficiency and responsiveness in operations. As an example, a logistics manager decides to invest in better route planning software to reduce flow time. If they can cut the flow time from 3 hours to 2 hours, while maintaining the flow rate of 200 packages per hour, the new inventory would be 400 packages. In this case, inventory I equals 200 packages per hour multiplied by 2 hours, giving us 400 packages. This reduction in inventory not only decreases holding costs but also improves cash flow. We will now discuss the concept of inventory turns. Inventory turns measure how often a company sells and replaces its inventory over a specific period. It reflects the efficiency of inventory management. A higher inventory turn indicates that a company is selling its products quickly, which is generally a positive sign. We will use a cost-dollar model. This model treats inventory as a financial asset. We consider inventory in terms of its cost value, which can be found on the balance sheet. To calculate inventory turns, we need to understand two key components: flow rate and flow time. Flow rate is the rate at which products are sold, measured in cost dollars. Flow time refers to the time it takes for inventory to be sold. This formula helps us understand how efficiently a company is managing its inventory. Imagine you are the operations manager at a thriving retail company, and you've just received the latest report on inventory turns. As you delve into the numbers, you realize just how crucial this metric is for your business. A high inventory turnover rate indicates that your products are selling quickly. This efficiency not only boosts sales, but also reflects the effectiveness of your inventory management strategies. With frequent inventory turnover, your company can quickly convert stock into cash. This cash can be reinvested into new products or other business operations, reducing the risk of cash flow issues. As you analyze the costs associated with holding inventory, you recognize that lower inventory levels lead to reduced holding costs. These include expenses like storage, insurance, and potential spoilage. You also think about how high inventory turns allow your company to respond to market changes. When products sell quickly, you can adapt your offerings based on current trends. Inventory turns are not just a number. They are a vital component of your business strategy. Inventory turns measure how often a company sells and replaces its inventory over a specific period. A higher turnover rate indicates efficient inventory management. It means products are selling quickly, reducing holding costs. Annual inventory costs represent a percentage of the total inventory value. This percentage is often expressed in cost dollars. It helps businesses understand how much they spend to hold inventory. Several factors contribute to inventory costs. Financing costs. These are the costs associated with borrowing money to purchase inventory. Obsolescence costs. This refers to losses from items that become outdated or unsellable. Perishability costs. These costs arise from products that have a limited shelf life. Theft and shrinkage costs. This includes losses from theft or damage to inventory. Warehousing costs. These costs cover storage, security, and real estate expenses. Insurance costs. This includes premiums paid to protect inventory against risks. Inventory costs can vary significantly. They can be as low as 15% and as high as 40% depending on the type of product. For example, perishable goods often incur higher costs due to their limited shelf life. Conversely, canned foods, dry goods, and household items have a long shelf life. This reduces the risk of obsolescence and perishability costs. This formula helps businesses understand how much they spend on inventory relative to their sales. By grasping these formulas, you can analyze how well a company manages its inventory. Efficient inventory management can lead to reduced costs and increased profitability. In the world of retail, understanding how quickly products move off the shelves is essential. This is where inventory turns come into play. Let's explore the insights from various retail segments and what they mean. Consider convenience stores, which boast an impressive inventory turn of 16.0. This high figure indicates that these stores sell and restock their inventory rapidly. For example, think about a local convenience store that offers snacks, beverages, and everyday essentials. Customers often make quick trips for immediate needs, leading to frequent purchases. This rapid turnover allows the store to maintain fresh stock and respond quickly to consumer demand. Next, we have supermarkets and warehouse clubs, with inventory turns of 10.0 and 8.5, respectively. These retailers also demonstrate effective inventory management. For instance, a supermarket like Walmart efficiently rotates its stock, ensuring that popular items are always available. Warehouse clubs such as Costco benefit from bulk purchasing, which encourages customers to buy more at once. This strategy not only boosts sales but also keeps inventory moving. On the other hand, department stores show a more moderate inventory turn of 3.5. While they perform reasonably well, there's room for improvement. For example, a department store may have a wide range of products, from clothing to home goods. However, seasonal items can linger on shelves longer than desired, leading to slower turnover. By analyzing sales data, these stores can adjust their inventory strategies to focus on high-demand items and reduce overstock. In contrast, jewelry and bookstores face significant challenges, with inventory turns of 1.30 and 2.15, respectively. These lower figures suggest that these segments struggle to sell their products quickly. For instance, a jewelry store may have beautiful pieces that attract customers, but high prices can deter quick purchases. Similarly, a bookstore may have a vast selection, but the rise of digital media can slow sales. Both segments need to rethink their strategies, perhaps by offering promotions or diversifying their product lines to attract more buyers. Understanding these insights allows us to identify strengths and weaknesses across retail segments. As future operations managers, your role will be to analyze these metrics and develop strategies to enhance inventory turns. By focusing on efficient stock management and responding to consumer trends, you can help businesses thrive in a competitive market. In the graph presented, we see a relationship between inventory turns and gross margin for consumer electronics retailers. The data points represent different retailers, each with varying inventory costs and gross margins. Retailer A has a gross margin of 6.6% and higher inventory costs. Retailer B shows a gross margin of 3.75% with lower inventory costs. The trend line indicates that as gross margin increases, inventory turns tend to decrease. This suggests that retailers with higher margins may not need to turn their inventory as frequently. When comparing inventory turns, it's essential to consider gross margins. Higher margins can lead to lower inventory turns. Relying solely on inventory turns can be misleading. Always analyze the broader context, including costs and margins. Pipeline inventory is linked to Little's law. This law states that if jobs enter a process, there will always be some inventory associated with the value-added time in the process. Essentially, as products move through the system, they accumulate inventory. Seasonal inventory arises when demand fluctuates based on the time of year. Businesses often stock up in advance to meet this predictable demand. This ensures that they can satisfy customer needs during peak seasons without delays. Cycle inventory is useful when businesses benefit from processing flow in batches. By producing in larger quantities, companies can reduce costs and improve efficiency. This type of inventory helps manage production schedules effectively. Decoupling inventory allows for flexibility in production. It helps to prevent disruptions when there are temporary breaks in processing. This ensures that one part of the process does not starve the next step, maintaining a smooth workflow. Safety inventory acts as a buffer against unpredictable variations in demand or supply. It protects against stockouts and ensures that customer needs are met, even when unexpected changes occur. Inventory plays a vital role in operations management. Each type serves a specific purpose, helping businesses operate efficiently and meet customer demands. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.